Well, every year I love to discuss my favorite food plot mix, and my favorite food plot blend mix is basically a combination of working with about 70 clients a year across the country and prescribing food plot blends that fit their deer herd, their location, their percentage of ag versus woods. For example, someone in upstate New York or the UP in Michigan, northern Minnesota, they'd have a completely different food plot blend recommendation than someone in southern Illinois, southwest Wisconsin, Ohio, Pennsylvania. And someone in central Kentucky in an area that's heavily wooded might have a similar blend to someone in upstate New York or northern Pennsylvania, just because of that balance of cover versus an ag. And I talk about a lot of those balances in videos, in my food plot book, and of course on all my blogs, my food plot blogs on the site. Now, if you're like me, which you probably are, you have a lot of things going all the time. You know, I love to fish. I love to spend time with family. And then of course I'm traveling 80, 90 days a year for clients around the country. So when it comes to putting in my own food plots, you get a little bit behind sometimes. And that is the case this year. We're behind, it's mid-August. I really like to plant the end of July, first part of August. And we have a blend of plots this year because this is a brand new plot right here. We're trying to set up this stand over here, this water hole, this mock scrape. The vine is hanging right next to the truck where we're parked. And we have a food plot over there about 120 yards. I wanted to bring that food plot down here, so we expanded this about 1.25 acres. We still have the food plot up there to the south and up a little bit higher, but brand new plot. And so lots of grasses in here. Now most broadleafs, whether it's ragweed or goldenrod around here, there'll be some clover that'll come up, some leftover alfalfa after this has been tilled. That's all great. That's part of a good food plot blend. Even some of those weeds and that leafy broadleaf. What we're doing with this is I'm not adding any oats to this mix. I'm putting in a straight 100 pounds per acre of forage peas, 25 pounds of soybeans, forage soybeans. That's on one half of the plot. And then the other half of the plot, I'm putting a straight Northwoods Whitetails. I think it's their Sweet Feast Brassica blend. That's what I've been using for many years. And so we have a lot of green leafy forage that's going to come up. I know I'm going to get some weeds and grasses coming in there too. The broadleaf weeds I'm not too concerned about, but those grasses I am, because they're not food or cover. Whatever's going to come up in here in the weeds. So once this comes up on this side and the Brassica blend, the whole thing on this, a brand new plot, I'm going to spray a grass-specific herbicide to kill out the grasses that are coming in here and competing with the nutrients for the actual forage for the deer. And I can get a lot more production out of this. This food will last longer. I'll get more volume. Nutritional levels will be higher. And so you have that balance of using, we didn't use any chemical here so far, but using too much chemical, not enough. I feel that you need to use a little bit most times, especially in small operations like this where you want to get the most out of this acre. So that's what we're doing here. Straight Brassica blends from Northwoods Whitetail on this side. And then John mixed up a nice blend from you over here with peas and beans from Northwoods Whitetails. And so we have that green leafy blend right here. And on this side right here where I put the beans and peas in, I'm going to follow up in about third week of September, 4 weeks from now. And I'll add approximately 200 pounds per acre of winter rye. I want that low, lush sod base coming in. That's a great timing, third week of September. Deer love that young rye. They'll hit it heavily in through the end of October and during any warm up during the winter. They'll hit it during the spring. And that'll be a nice complement to this green leafy side that I know is going to get hammered as soon as it comes up. So that's what we're doing here on the other plots. I'm putting in a mix of about 25 to 30 pounds of oats per acre. And then I'm still doing the 100 pounds of peas per acre, the 25 pounds of soybeans, and then we have the Brassica on the other half. All that being said, I have the Brassica half over here on this portion. I'm going to actually add 3 pounds of tillage radish per acre in the portions of new plots. We have this plot over here and over there, and I can get away with putting that Brassica there and then rotating Brassica into that half. We always rotate the plots each year. For that 2 years, it'll be okay with that Brassica on these initial plots. So that radish is part of the Brassica family. So I'll have that radish I'll add on this side, the other half of another new plot over here. But that's it. It's, you know, for the past several years, you know, I started planting food plots in 1995. And, you know, I plant a lot by hand, as you're seeing right now, and it can be done. We had these fields disked and tilled first. And, but you know, every year I like to change that blend a little bit. You know, I can say one thing: if you want to go over 100 pounds per acre of peas, that's not a bad idea. You can't go over at all from the Brassica. If the Brassica recommends, bag of Brassica recommends 6 pounds per acre, don't go 9 or 10. You're better off going 4 or 5. You're always better off going lighter on Brassica. Think of stunted fish in a pond. You know, if you have too many in there, they stun each other, they fight for nutritional levels, and you're not going to have much volume or you know, protein and goodies and forages for the deer and the critters. So on this side, those beans, we could push that up a little bit more too. But I wouldn't go below 25 pounds per acre of beans. I wouldn't go below 100 pounds per acre of peas, and 3 pounds of tillage radish is a nice complement to these new plots on this side. We're going to take care of the grasses when they come into the plots, and that's my favorite blend. That's what's I get the most feedback from clients around the country. Even keeping the oats out of that blend in the initial part isn't a bad idea. I love following up with that 200 pounds of winter rye per acre right over the top. You need about 40% at least soil exposure for that. If it's all green and leafy and covered and the deer aren't hitting it, don't put the rye down, because even rye, when it's shade tolerant, can be shaded out by those leafy green vegetation, and peas and beans. And so good luck this year. We're getting our plots in today. The rain is coming. I mean, literally 45 minutes. We have 1 acre down. We have 8 acres to go on 3 properties, and it's going to be a long day, but extremely rewarding, and we can expect some greens to be popping next week for the deer herd. And you can bet this stand right here is going to be significantly enhanced this hunting season. I'm sure you'll see some footage coming soon, and we can't wait. We're crossing our fingers for the rain, just like you are. And stay tuned, and we'll see how this plot and the others progress. And thank you for watching.